So hi friends, today we'll discuss an important current affairs issue, that is rupee sliding or dollar strengthening? Perhaps this heading was seen in newspapers for some time ago because our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman has made this comment when she was in official visit to United States of America for attending World Bank and IMF annual meetings. When journalists posed a question how you are going to deal about this rupee depreciation, then she commented that we are doing better and we are doing all our efforts, but you need to understand one thing, that the problem is not with the rupee but it is with the dollar. It is not the rupee is sliding, but it is the dollar is strengthening. That is what the comment she made. And in that context, we are discussing about this issue. See, if you looking into, and after that lot of opposition and some critics started criticizing that, but we're looking into what is this strengthening of dollar or sliding of a rupee and how it happens and how it impacts and what we can do to contain it and what exactly the phenomenon that is happening today in the world market. And another important context is because she has made that comment in the context where rupee is sliding and rupee reached to a level of $1 is equals to 82 now point some 6 rupees. So you can take a general number 82 rupees. So what is this $1 is equals to 82 rupees? Earlier it was, if you looking into the rupee data, earlier that means 1 year prior to this day, that means at least in the October and November 2021, this is 2022, we are in the month of November. And if you looking into the same October 2021, then $1 is equals to, at that time $1 is equals to 75 rupees. So that means in the last 1 year, to get $1, you need to pay 82 rupees. Today, earlier you used to pay 75. That means you are paying more rupees, means your rupee is sliding or your rupee is depreciating. And why this depreciation is happening? And if this depreciation happen like this, what are the impacts? Is actually the problem is this side or is the problem is this side? But please observe carefully, when I am writing $1 is equals to 82 rupees. I am writing $1 is equal to 75 rupees. I am keeping this left hand side constant. Then you think like dollar is always constant, only rupee changes. If I write like this, 1 rupee is equals to how many dollars in 2021 and 1 rupee is equals to how many dollars in 2022, then you can understand dollar is strengthening. So the point is, which is sliding and which is strengthening, which is sliding and which is strengthening. And before that I'll try to explain how these values are decided and what are the factors that they will decide this value. Otherwise you don't understand what is this sliding and strengthening. Normally when economies are started, and normally in the 1947, $1 is equals to 1 rupee, and today $1 has become 82 rupees. How actually the value of the different currencies varies? What are the factors that decides this exchange rate? We call it as exchange rate. Why you need to exchange a currency? Why you need to decide this value? You need to decide this value because you want to maintain relation with that country economically and in trade aspects. Suppose if you are producing some goods and services and you are consuming, you don't want to export or you don't want to import, then there is no necessity for you to identify this rate and to tackle this rate. But in a society or in a globe, it is completely interconnected. Definitely we are depending on one or other country for our own requirements. Either it can be a requirement of good, or it can be a requirement of service, or it can be a requirement of investment. Certainly you need to exchange. And when that exchange comes, certainly you have to decide at what rate we need to exchange. Suppose in a country, in India, and I am writing United States of America. Suppose if we are producing 10 computers in our country, and if America is producing 10 computers in America, and if India is having 10 rupees in its market, if America is having $10 in its market, then you can purchase one computer with 1 rupee in India, and you can purchase one computer with $1 in India. Even if you want to do the exchange of one computer, you have to pay 1 rupee, or you have to pay 1 rupee to get that $1, or they have to pay $1 to import one computer, because it's completely equivalent. The amount of production, the amount of currency, and the price at which these goods and services are sold in an economy are same. Then there is no value in the currency. You can exchange at an equivalent rate. $1 is equal to 1 rupee, $2 is equal to 2 rupee. But is it the same case in the world? No. It's not the same case in the world. In a world, some country is producing more. In a country, some countries are producing less. In a country, currency is more. In some country, currency is less. Suppose just assume India is having 100 rupees and America is having only $10. Then I will write a case. One computer is equals to 10 rupees because the currency is 100. To get a computer, you need to pay 10 rupees, but to get a computer, you need to pay $1. Then obviously, if you want to import a computer, you have to pay 10 rupees, but not, you have to pay 10 rupees, but not 1 rupee. You have to pay 10 rupees, I'll write here. You have to pay 10 rupees to get that $1 because the price is $1, because your currency is high. The number of, the quantity of currency in an economy is high. That lead to hike in prices. You call it as inflation. But anyhow, the point you must understand is, if you want to do a trade, certainly you need to exchange the currency, but the exchange rate of the currency is depending on the quantum of production, the quantum of the currency, so that you can decide the price. That means the prices of the products in an economy, and also the rate at which you are doing a trade. Are you doing a high trade? Are you doing a low trade? The volume of the trade. So, the production of a country, the prices, the level of prices in a country, and the volume of the trade that you are doing, these things will decide the currency value. These things decides the currency value, and currency value is varying based on these parameters. And I can write the parameters like production, or you can call it as GDP, or the inflation. Yes, based on the price rise and the amount of volume of trade, how much exports and how much imports that you are doing. So this is one aspect of the exchange rate value. There is another aspect I will explain. Suppose if more United States of American dollars, if they want to invest in India, if an Americans they want to invest in India, certainly they need to bring their dollars and they need to convert it into rupee and they need to invest in India. So if more dollars are approaching towards India to invest in India, certainly Indian value appreciates because the dollar is more demanding for the rupee. Suppose if a same dollar is moving away from the country, they don't want to stay it in India, they want to move away from India, and if every dollar is moving towards America or towards some other country, certainly your currency value varies. So your currency value is also depending on the movement of currency. One is production, inflation and volume of trade, another one is movement of currency. If some currency comes to you, if some currency wanted to invest in your country, then definitely the demand for your currency goes up. So these are the two major things, that impacts the currency value. And once you understand this concept, then I will come to what is this rupee sliding and dollar strengthening. See, when you are doing a trade, And you are not only doing a trade with one country, but you are doing trade with many countries. And when you want to purchase something from the foreign country, certainly you cannot use your currency. Because if India want to purchase something from United States of America, you can't pay it in rupee, but you have to convert the rupee into dollar and you have to purchase. Suppose if you want to do it from UK, okay, again you can't use the rupee until and unless if that country accepts your currency note. But they don't accept because they don't have a confidence over your currency. Because our economy is not that vibrant and that strong when you compare it with the world currencies. So it will take some time for India to accept it as the international currency. That's a different story. But anyhow, certainly you need to exchange it into some different currencies. In the dollar is a highly dominating currency. Because American economy is so stronger and more than 80% of our trade is happening in dollars and the remaining trade is happening in Great Britain, pound and euro, yen, like some other currencies. But the majority of the trade is happening in US dollars. Now, certainly I am writing rupee and dollar. Certainly, if rupee value appreciates, that means if rupee becoming stronger means $1 is equals to earlier 80 rupees, but now $1 is only 70 rupees. That means you need to pay 70 rupees instead of 80 rupees to purchase a dollar or to convert it into a dollar. That means you have strengthened. You have strengthened means automatically dollars got weakened. You have strengthened means automatically dollar got weakened. Now I am writing in another case. $1 is equals to 70 earlier, but now $1 is equals to 80. That means you have to pay 80 rupees instead of 70 to purchase a dollar or to exchange your rupee with a dollar. That means your rupee got weakened. That means your dollar is strengthened. So when you are comparing with another currency, automatically if change happened in one currency, that automatically reflects in another currency. Now, last year in the year 2021 October, $1 exchanged at 75 rupees. Today the same dollar is exchanging at 82 rupees. That means your rupee got weakened. That means the dollar strengthened. But your finance minister has made a comment that it is not rupee sliding, but it is dollar strengthening. Can it happen so? Can it happen? When you are comparing, one automatically impacts the others. But your finance minister is saying like, no, nothing happened from my side. It is only happened on dollar side. I am not depreciating. That means my currency is not depreciating. It is the dollar appreciating. Then immediately everyone started commenting, in a competition, if you loses, that means that someone got win. But you can't say like, I haven't losen, but some other got won. You can't say that. Because it's a competition. It's a competition. In a competition, if one loses, certainly another wins. But lot of people supported the comment, yes, what she said is correct. Then how you need to understand? But is it like a competition? What normally happens in a general society? Is it a running competition or is it an electoral competition where only two players are there? If one loses, automatically other wins, or if another wins, automatically another loses. Is it the same? You need to understand this game. Then you can understand how exactly this currency values will change. Now, see, in a market, that means in a global market, it's not just a competition between two countries, or it's not just a comparison between two countries. It's a comparison of many countries, because you and United States of America alone not doing the trade. Along with that, many countries are doing the trade. And when you are doing the trade, you are doing the US dollar to purchase it. Now, it's a trade. It's a comparison not between two countries, but it's a comparison between many countries. Many countries. Yes, I am comparing the many countries. It's not just two countries. One is United States of America. Let it be another one is India. Let it be another one is European Union's euro, because I am comparing the currency. Here it is rupee, here it is dollar, here it is euro, here it is Japan's yen, here it is Great Britain pound, and here it is Chinese yuan or renminbi. Like that we are comparing the currencies when you are comparing the economies. So this is not a comparison of two, this is a comparison of many. Now in this comparison, the United States of America's dollar is strengthening. I'll come to that later, the reasons for this strengthening. I'll come to the reasons why it is strengthening. But remaining all the countries' currencies are weakening. So this is strengthening and they are weakening. So we are all in a competition. One person running at a faster pace, remaining people are also running, but they could not reach to the United States of America's level. They could not reach to the United States of America's level. United States of America's dollar is becoming strengthening. Now, when you are assessing the performance of your own country's currency, India, it is my duty to compare with United States of America as well as other currencies. Why? If I compare alone with the United States of America, then I cannot assess my performance fully, because of any specific peculiar reason, United States of America is growing at a much faster rate. That doesn't mean that I have loosened the game or I am something weak. If I am performing better with other players or the other currencies, but if I just lose only to the United States of America, then I can certainly say that I have loosened to United States of America, but still my performance is better because I have performed better than others. And why I could not meet United States of America? Maybe there are some specific reasons are there. The problem is either might be with the United States of America or either with India. But the point is, when you are assessing your performance, certainly you need to compare it with United States of America. But when you compare it with other currency, then you can get a better assessment. Suppose if I am not performing with EU, Japan and the UK's pound, then I can feel like, okay, I am so weak because I could not compete with anyone. But I am competing with some and I am performing better, but I could not compete with somebody. Probably there might be a specific reason to this. And in this context, our finance minister has made that comment. When you compare yourself with the other countries, I performed better. But when it comes to the United States of America, I could not, because America has done something special. And it's not me. No one is competing United States of America. It's not just me. No one is competing United States of America. If the problem is with mine, the other could have competed with United States of America. But no one is competing means the problem is not with these people, but the problem is with. It is moving fast. Why it is moving fast? I'll come to that. Now I'll give some of the figures so that you can understand. And if you see the value of, I have given already compared with the dollar. $1 is equals to 75 rupees in October 2021, but now it has become $1 is equals to 82 rupees. Here I am writing 82 rupees. Now I'll take the European Union, and if I see the European Union's euro, so 1 euro is equals to, in the year 2021 October, that is in the last year, the value is 87 rupees. But in the year 2022, that means the present. So I am writing here 2021, here I am writing 2022, especially I am taking October month. Now 1 euro was 87 rupees in 2021 October, but now it has become 82 rupees. That means I am paying less rupees. To compare to purchase 1 euro or to exchange with 1 euro. And I will mention about yen. So Japan yen In 2021 October, it was 0.65 rupees, but now in the year 2022 it is 0.55 rupees. Again I'll write about the British pound. 1 GBP is equals to, in the year 2021 it is 103 rupees, but now it is around 93 rupees. If you observe the three other major currencies, I am paying less rupees than what I have paid it in 2021. That means my currency has become strengthened. My currency is strengthened along with euro, along with yen, along with British pound. But my currency got weakened with United States of America. So still I need to accept that my currency got weakened compared with America, but my currency strengthened with other currencies. Then I need to specifically analyze what might be the specific reason with America. When I am strengthening with other currencies, why I could not do with America? So this is what analysis you must understand. Now I will come to the reasons why American currency is becoming so strong. Why America's currency becoming so strong? You must understand the reasons for it. Then you can understand the finance minister's statement. See, there are many reasons. I will write two. One is global reasons and second one is specifically reasons of United States of America. The global reasons are, you are all aware, it is Russia-Ukraine war. And everyone thought that Russia might end its war within 20 days or 1 month, but even today Russia is continuing that war. And when Russia is continuing that war, certainly because Russia is one of the major oil and natural gas producing state, and also some of the metals and some of the food grains, they are all producing in America, producing in Russia, and some are producing in Ukraine. So definitely there is some sort of shortage, and because of that shortage the prices are started increasing. And when the prices are increasing, India need to import, because India is meeting more than 80% of its oil requirements only through imports. And if you looking into our overall import bill, almost 30 to 40% we will pay only to import the crude oil. If you are paying 100 rupees as an import bill, that means we have imported something and for that you are paying 100. In that 30 to 40 rupees you are paying only to purchase the oil and natural gas. And this crude oil prices are increased, so you need to pay more to import the same quantity of crude oil. And because of Russia-Ukraine war, some of the shipment charges also increased, the prices of some of the commodities increased. So definitely you need to increase that, you need to import that commodities. So for that, to import the same quantity of commodities, you are paying more because of global reasons. And when you are paying more, certainly your rupee depreciates. When you are paying more, when you are doing more and more imports, certainly you have to depend on foreign currency. You have to earn the foreign currency to import. And when you are urging for foreign currency, then definitely, I already told, the movement of currency, because Indians are in a dire need to get the dollars, because they need to import. Certainly, then your rupee value comes down. That is how rupee value depreciated. And when it comes to the American, yes, I'll explain the American reasons. So what America has done is, America pumped more amount of dollars into the economy during COVID-19 years to help the people of United States of America. Suppose I'll give the same example which you have seen. There are some 10 computers in America and $10 are there in American economy. Just I take one sample example. So I told you $1 is equals to one computer. That means to purchase one computer you need to pay $1. But during the COVID-19 what happened is no one is having the work, so no one is having the money. So they can't consume, and in order to improve their consumption capacity, America has pumped more dollars into the economy so that the people will get that money, and with that money people can purchase. So they have given it free of cost. So instead of $10, they increase this dollar amount to 100. So now in America $100 are there. If dollars become 100, automatically the price will rise. That means one computer now becomes the $10. That means the price rise occurred. So price rise will occur when there is an excess currency in an economy, and because of that the prices increased. Now what United States of America is doing, if this price rise allowed for some more time, then it's not good for the economy, my people cannot consume it, so now I need to withdraw that extra $90 which I injected into the economy to cool the prices, to reduce the inflation. Now for that what America is doing, America is increasing the interest rates. So increasing interest rate is a phenomenon through which you can take away the money from the economy through the banking system. Because if you increase the interest rate of a bank, normally people want to save more money in the bank and no one want to take a loan from the bank. If no one takes, no money enter into the market. If everyone saves, lot of money will enter into the banking system. So they have increased the interest rate. Earlier it was 0% to 3.5%. And with this increase in interest rate, that means if you save money in America, you will get more interest. If you save money in America, you will get more interest because they are increasing the interest rate. Now with this, the whole dollars across the world, wherever the dollars are present. Suppose I am an Indian, I am holding some dollars, I can hold, I am holding some dollars. But if I convert it into rupee and if I invest in India, I will get less interest. But if I invest it in America, I will get more. But when you compare to the absolute interest number, India is giving more interest rate. But anyhow, if I invest in America in American dollars, definitely that will be a good return. So because of this hike in interest rate, many of the people who are holding the dollars, they try to bring their dollars to America and they want to invest. That is how all the investments that were made earlier in terms of dollars, now they are shifting, now they are focusing, now they are moving to America. That means dollars are moving away from India. When dollars are moving away from India, obviously your rupee depreciates. Your rupee depreciates, your rupee weakens. And this is how dollar is strengthening. This is one reason definitely you can attribute to the Russia-Ukraine war, because we are importing more, that is why you need more dollars, that is why yours is weakening. But the point is, if you observe, to save their own country, they pumped more money, now they are taking that money back, and because of that, now the whole world is suffering because investors want to invest their money in America. Not because America has produced more, not because America is giving not because the inflation in America is low, not because the prices in America are low, not because America has suddenly become competitive or becoming so qualitative market, but just an action taken by the America during the COVID-19, you call it as taper and taper tantrum. They have pumped the money into the economy, now they are taking it back. When they are taking it back, it is creating this problem. And why America is doing this? Because the prices in America has reached to the unbearable level. The inflation in America is 8%, that is high in the last 40 years. That is why America want to take a decision, and America has taken this decision, and America want to collect more dollars, they want to remove the dollars. And if they remove the dollars, again it will come to 10, again the prices will cool down to 1. So this is what happening. So if you observe this phenomenon, you can certainly say that it's not the problem on Indian side or any other country side, but it is the problem on American side. And when this is happening, to contain it, Reserve Bank of India has spent lot of money. I'll come to that later. But you may ask me a question, sir, if they are doing something, that is up to their internal policy, and if that internal policy is impacting the India and it's impacting the overall world, why you need to connect it with that currency? Because American currency is a stronger currency. You are helpless. You can't do it anything. Because American economy has an historical advantage. They have already well developed. Their economy is so stronger. Their currency is accepted everywhere. But unfortunately, it is not the case with other countries. When these countries becoming more stronger than America, certainly our currencies will also gain that much importance, and then the internal policies of our own country will certainly influence the world economy. So the comparison which you are making, it's not a level playing comparison. We are not on the same platform, we are not on the same field. America is always having certain advantage because of its history, because of its strongness of economy. So what happened to American economy? Certainly it will impact India. And if your currency depreciates or if your currency value slide in, then it is very difficult because it has its own consequences. It has its own consequences. The prices will go up, the prices will go, and you can't import much. You can't import much because your imports will become so costly, because earlier to import one good you have paid 70 rupees, but now you have to pay 80. Tomorrow you may pay 90. Tomorrow you may pay 100. So that's the point. So the prices will go up and the import bill will increase. Again you have to search for more dollars. So that is the reason why you need to tame this dollar. You need to tame this whatever the exchange rate. And to what extent you can do? Yes, Reserve Bank of India is equipped with that duty. Reserve Bank is the responsibility of Reserve Bank of India is that. And Reserve Bank of India already by this time, because Reserve Bank of India will store some of the dollars, some reserves, you call it as foreign exchange reserves. So RBI will store some of the forex reserves. Whenever there is a more demand for the dollars, whenever the dollars moving away from the country, Reserve Bank of India releases some of the dollars from its storage, whatever it has stored earlier. Likewise, earlier Reserve Bank of India have more than $640 billion of forex reserves. Now it has become 525 billion. That means more than $100 billion already released by Reserve Bank of India into the Indian economy to save the Indian rupee. We spent $100 billion, but still dollars are moving away from the country. Not only from India, from other countries. Then can you spend all these reserves whichever having with you? No. Because if you do, again it's a problem. So the point is, Reserve Bank of India is done a lot to save it, but still they are increasing. They are increasing. So the problem is not your side. And you may ask me a question, sir, they are increasing the interest rate and you also increase the interest rate, so that again these dollars will again enter into India and they can save you. Already the interest rate in India are very high, but you can't increase beyond a particular point because it impacts India's own growth story. And if you increase the more interest rate, Indians may not be in a position to take the loan. For the savers, it's okay, it saves. Because I want to save my money, I am getting more interest. But think about the loan, the one who is taking the loan to start a business. It is very difficult. So the growth will impact. So the point is, we are trying to do whatever we wanted to do, but America is not doing to save the world economy because it's not the American duty. And in this context, Honorable Finance Minister has commented that it is not the rupee that is weakening, but it is the dollar that is strengthening, because it is because of the American the acts. Okay, when you are certainly comparing, you can say like, okay, obviously if dollar is strengthening means rupee is weakening. But if you just compare, you can't understand. But if you see the reasons for the appreciation and the reasons for the depreciation, then you can understand. Because you understood that rupee is depreciating, you want to correct this anomaly. You want to correct this anomaly. If you want to correct this anomaly, you must know the reason. And the reason certainly not Indian side. You can't do, you have already did it. But it must be done on American side. Sir, then what we will do? We have to wait. You can't dry up all your forex reserves. You have to suffer. And the whole world is suffering. Can't we take any other measures? We are trying to do some other measures. Definitely we need to do. But in that process, we may suffer for some time. It's not we, it's the whole world is suffering. That is what the present day system. It's an unfortunate thing, but that's the reality. That's the reality. You can comment easily, but if you want to take a decision, you must balance lot of parameters. Certainly, Reserve Bank of India has taken some measures to export more so that you can earn some dollars if you do more export. And Reserve Bank of India has taken some decision to attract the foreign investors so that they can bring their dollars, so that it will save our currency. But we are doing it, but still it's not sufficient, because the main problem lies here. They are doing all this manipulation. They are doing all this manipulation, and because of that, our inflation has also reached to the highest level, 7.4%. Yes, it is high, but some of the countries are maintaining much more higher inflation. So we need to contain the inflation. You need to maintain a growth. You need to meet our own import requirement, and you need to store some forex reserves, but at the same time you need to maintain the exchange rate value. This is something it's a very complex situation. And if you're looking into the issue and if you're looking into the reasons for it, certainly you can understand the problem is on United States of America's side. So it is the dollar that is most, that means she simplified, she can't explain this whole thing, and she simplified in a way that it is dollar that is strengthening, but not the rupee that is sliding. Had the rupee slided, it's not only with India, it's not only with America, probably with other countries also it could have slided. But it's not the case. With other countries, Indian rupee is strengthening, but with the dollar it is weakening. So this is something related to, is the rupee sliding or the dollar strengthening, So certainly Reserve Bank of India is doing its own part and Government of India is doing, but still this is the problem we must understand. So this is something related to the topic, okay. So this is very, very important. You must understand the dynamics of this rupee and as well as the dollar, rupee and dollar, because we are depending more on foreign countries for some of our requirements. It's not we, it's the whole world is depending. So definitely this exchange rate values will impact our own import bills and how much you are earning through our export. So the certainty is very, very important. Normally governments don't intervene to correct the exchange rate value because it's market determined already, but whenever there is an volatility because of these things, whenever there is an volatility because of these aspects, certainly central banks will intervene and they will try to correct it. But as long as this Federal Reserve or the Central Bank of America is going with this activity, it is very difficult period for the world, very difficult period for the world, okay. So this is something related to this rupee sliding or dollar strengthening, okay. Thank you.
Amrita IAS Academy.